All right, 4:32. Good Tuesday afternoon. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins, and a special guest today, our brand new meteorologist here at 10 Tampa Bay, James Gregorio. Welcome, sir. Great to have you here.
Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate that. Great to be here. So super excited to work with you and the rest of the team. And you know what? As they say, let's get after it.
If you're new to Florida, and especially if this is your first fall, it's amazing. This is his first fall, at least living here, right?
Yes, no complaints, no complaints.
Yeah. So, I mean, the water temperature is kind of chilly, low 70s. It's kind of chilly for us.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Paddleboarder here.
Exactly.
So he likes to get in the water.
I think I could bear it.
You know, typically in the wintertime, once in a while, it does get into the upper 50s. But generally, we're in the lower 60s. Manatees need, I think, 67 or higher. It can be life-threatening at 67 or lower. So that's kind of how the people are. It gets into the 60s here. We don't like it. 70s. I mean, a lot of folks won't even get in the water if it's below 80. But it's still nice. Great fishing this time of the year. This is a great time of year. All right. So we've got a lot to talk about here. We are going to be undergoing a little bit of a warming trend, a little bit more humidity over the next several days, leading up to a cold front that, what were we thinking, James, was Sunday?
Yes.
Sunday afternoon.
Sunday, kind of the brunt of it, probably.
Yeah.
Depending on timing, might be later in the day. Could be maybe early as midday. We'll see how the timing works out a little bit.
It's, 5-6 days out. So
exactly.
It's a little time from now.
It's not set in stone. You know, as we like to say, it's guidance. It's not gospel.
There you go. Exactly.
Right.
And then we've got another cool down. In fact, we could have. Well, I think we will at least get the chilliest air that we've seen so far this year, but we're talking a taste of winter. We're talking snow in North Georgia and North Carolina and Eastern Tennessee.
In the mountains.
In the mountains. We're gonna talk about that as well first. I do want to get to, we're still obviously following what happened in Jamaica with Melissa. All right, and so right now we've got video. Well, actually, no, we don't. We've got a package from Jamaica. So let's go ahead and get out there now. We're getting a closer look at that recovery. And so we've got a CNN reporter there, David Culver, and he talks to one of the families in that Black River hard-hit area in St. Elizabeth's Parish.
We are catching some water because that's the only way we can get water. We are damaged here in Jamaica, real bad.
Across much of western Jamaica, the storm has passed, but you feel it everywhere. Survival mode has kicked in.
In here in Belmont, we are very distraught and we really need some help because you have persons who are very homeless and we don't really have any food supplies.
This is where you live here?
Now they're coming to terms with what's left, and for many here, it's not much.
This was your bed?
Yeah. I'm in my bed. Look at your bed mashed up.
It's all mashed up, you're right. You're right.
There's one here. This is one of our neighbor house also. Her house destroyed also. Everybody house in this community is very destroyed. We don't see nobody. And that I keep on wondering. We have suffered here and nobody comes to assist. You know how we even get some things like these? It's persons who are going around in vehicle and giving out a little portion of tokens.
As one resident pointed out, even if a house is still standing because of concrete, most likely the windows were shattered and water got in, sand got in, furniture, clothes, all their belongings destroyed. I mean, it just continues. It's endless. I mean, you look up there and it just goes all the way up.
Just incredible damage out there. If you want to help, we've kind of organized this here, and this is a great way to do it because they really need financial aid. That's one of the best ways that you can help. That way they don't flood the area with people, because then you have to feed those people, and it gets even harder to help the ones that are in need. So you can donate. And if you want to help, you can text DONATE, DONATE, to this number on the screen, 727-577-8522. And once you do that, we're going to text you right back a list of places that you can go and donate straight from your phone. All right, and you have a choice there which ones you want to donate to. So go ahead and text that. That is a great way to help. It's going to take a long time. I mean, some of those people are literally just still stranded at this point.
Yeah, and Bobby, that's a curated list of organizations that we've vetted that are legit.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of scams and different things going on out there. So, you know, if you choose to donate to one of those charities or organizations, you know that your money is going to a worthy cause and it's going to get to the people that need it.
Yeah, and so fortunately their weather there is now, it's calm, it's fine. We're not expecting any development, and we will get to that. We'll talk about that first. But I do want to show you this video from, remember Typhoon Tino that was hitting the Philippines? We showed you that yesterday. It went south of Manila, right? But it's going westward all the way across towards the mainland. But look at this damage that it did. Just amazing flooding. There was at least 10 foot of storm surge. 26 people have perished in the Philippines so far that they know of. But when you see that much water through a crowded area like that, that number could go up substantially, because you just don't know until that water goes down, and that's the type of thing that can just pick things and people up and just sweep them away. And
10 feet, that's above first floor.
Yeah.
So you're in the second floor at
Yeah,
10
you can
feet
see
usually. So
the water up to the roofs right there.
Yeah.
And remember, the water actually obviously much more strength than air, so you end up with much more destruction with storm surge type of damage there. Again, their weather is getting better, and it continues to move off towards the west and clearing out of the island chain of the Philippines. So they'll start that recovery there soon. But just incredible weather that's been
Unbelievable.
there. Let's go over to our computer here. Now let's focus back on the Atlantic Basin and the words we love to hear any time of the year, but especially after what they've been through. No development is expected the next 7 days. All right, and you can see Jamaica. Well, let's just go back down here. Jamaica is right here, and you can see plenty of sunshine, dry conditions, good weather for them, so they can help to get things back underway. Now, this is the area that we're watching. You see this here? This is what's called the Central American Gyre, and it's basically a weak area of low pressure that just kind of develops and rotates around here. And every now and then, it can take some of these storms and kind of eject them out and slowly try and develop them tropically. They can go out to the west, to the northwest, to the north, to the northeast. So we've been keeping an eye on that. It's just the time of year, right? We actually are now not expecting much to come of this. The models are still, and once or twice the GFS shows something kind of going to the west, but we know that something's wrong with the GFS. But this comes from NCEP, and this is updated every Tuesday. So we just got this today. And the difference with this, so the one I showed you at first, no development expected next 7 days, that's the Hurricane Center. They cover the next 7 days. This is looking days 8 through, not 14, but 8 through 14, but then also 15 through 25, right? So this is a long range outlook, I'll give you that. But having said that, they had this area right in here hatched for about a 20% or greater threat for development for this time period, November 5th through November 11th. Now they have nothing, okay? So the very latest one just came in. They don't have anything. Basically, they're saying there's less than a 20% chance that something develops in that area. And there's some storms there now, but nothing organizing, all right?
Right, just clusters of thunderstorms, nothing significant. And I think, Bobby, there's 2 reasons why we're not going to see development there. One, it's been a parade of cold fronts, so those cold fronts are really going to help steer anything that should develop. It probably won't develop because that upper level wind environment is not favorable. There's a lot of wind shear in that region as well, also partially associated with those cold fronts. So although you may not be super excited about the cool down with the fronts, they're really beneficial and really helpful at keeping any development and keeping the tropics quiet for us and for a good chunk of, let's say, the Bahamas and areas to the south of us as well.
Yeah, but if you look at this one, this is the 12th through the 18th.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going out, and there too, they don't have anything that they're looking at now for development. So that is fantastic news as far as that's concerned. One thing that we do watch though is we end up with high pressures, like the one that's coming down, the cold one that's coming down. The one we have, in fact, right now, push the front down almost to Cuba, right? That's a high pressure over Florida and the North Gulf. We always look underneath of those during the hurricane season. A lot of the wind shear is across the Gulf, but it's not down over that Central American area quite. But the deal, so something can still develop in there. Mm-hmm. However, to James's point, when it's moving northward, it's going to move into a bunch of wind shear that's coming from west to east across the Gulf, and that tends to shear them apart. Plus, our water temperature now it's 73.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but still warm enough for development. But it would also limit on the high end. If you got something to develop, it wouldn't probably strengthen to, something of the major category strength or higher, just because the fuel for that is probably not there at this point.
Yeah, needs 80 degrees more.
Yeah.
So anytime it comes over 80 plus and then goes over 79 or less, it's going to start to weaken, and we're down at 73. So it would weaken with that. It would also weaken with the wind shear. So we're thinking we're pretty good at this particular point. We're going to keep an eye on it. All right, 4:42. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about our local forecast, that cold air, and, okay, it's not a chance for snow in Florida, but there's a chance for snow in the southeast. I'll show you that.
Before hurricane season hits, it's time to prep your home. Familiarize yourself with where your water shutoff valve is located. If backflow prevention devices are installed, get them tested annually.
Those are some great tips, and Cool Today is here to help you weather the storm. For over 60 years, we've been here to help Floridians with their cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. We can help you prepare, protect, and repair your home. Call 888-40-TODAY.
I was driving when a Ford pickup truck barreled into me from behind, sending me to the hospital.
I knew my husband was going to need an excellent attorney, so I called Dan Newland.
I'm so glad my wife called Dan. Dan really fought for me. He won my case and got me $650,000.
If you've been involved in a car accident, allow me to fight for you. Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Thanks, Dan, for winning my husband's case.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. You need quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
Welcome back, 444. Let's talk our local forecast. So, James, what we're talking about is we're talking cold air and snow over parts of the southeast, but we're going to have to start here locally with the warm up.
Yeah.
All right.
And it kind of warms up really throughout the remainder of the week. I think the temperatures are very consistent, kind of middle 80s, good bit of sunshine. The humidity is going to start creeping up. So gone are those dew point temperatures in the 40s and 50s. We're going to start to see them inch up and creep up as well into the 60s as we get more into that more humid side of that area of high pressure. Going to bring in the warmer air and the more humid air, at least until the cold front comes through. So we see this slow escalation, I guess, in temperatures, not meteoric rises and not meteoric rises in humidity, but we will be on the warmer side of things until we're not.
So winds go clockwise around high pressure.
Right.
When this first came in, the wind was actually coming in something like this. All right?
Yeah.
So that was bringing in that cooler and drier air we had this morning. You felt that this morning. It was chilly this morning. And we had a little bit on Monday. But now we don't have that, right? Okay, so this goes away. Now as this high pressure you see here is sliding slowly off towards the east, now the winds come in around here. So the air is still relatively cool, but then it gets out over the Atlantic here, and that moderates the air a little bit. It warms it up. And it adds a little bit of humidity too. So if you've noticed, our winds now today are coming in out of the east-northeast. That's a warmer wind for us. And a lot of times you're used to having a northerly component to the wind, should be cooler. But it's not for us after a northwest wind. When we get a northeast wind after that, it starts to warm up. So that is a slow process, thank goodness, and that's usually what happens. We get cool for 1 or 2 days, and then gradually those winds turn in the northeast and we warm up. Tonight, chilly, but not anywhere near where we were last night. We're talking 50s to near 60. Here's what James is talking about with that humidity slowly rising. It's not terrible, but that 70, on Sunday for the Bucks game.
Compared to where we were?
Oh,
right?
that is, that's, I don't want to say it's a rude awakening.
Yeah, I'm going to say it, but you guys might laugh at me, but it's a little air you can wear-ish, right?
Yeah.
It's
it
a little
is.
bit, especially this time of year,
It's
right?
definitely muggy. And you'll notice a little bit, when you see 60, 63, 63 Friday, all through Saturday, that's actually, for us here locally, it's kind of comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not the summertime heat and humidity, but it's not the dry air we just had.
No, and 70, though, that's a noticeable difference. That's a pretty good uptick from there.
So here's tomorrow morning's wake-up temps, 50s north of I-4, most areas low 60s at the coast and south of there. We were 40s and 50s this morning, all right? So this is 5 to 7 degrees warmer tomorrow morning at least. Now tomorrow afternoon, we're right back to where we have been. This is not showing a whole lot of clouds, but the further south you go, we will see some high clouds that we're going to have to watch for. But that's it. There's no rain or anything like that. We're still talking lower 80s. This is a model-driven forecast, 85 in Tampa. It's possible, but that's a little bit on the warmer side, but certainly 83 is where we'd be thinking. Here's the wind forecast for tomorrow, and you can see it's a lot less wind out there tomorrow than what we saw today. This is around noon. But generally out of the east and northeast, and then we'll get that northwest, a little sea breeze later in the afternoon. So here's the forecast model for Wednesday evening. That's showing those high clouds in place. Thursday as well, so we are going to go more clouds at times, but they're high, thin clouds. So they kind of filter the sunshine. No rain. The next rain chance, look at this. Saturday, real small. We took it out. It's only about 10%. But still a 30% chance as we get into Sunday. And right now, that kind of, to me, it looks like right in the middle of the afternoon. So here's the European model. Yesterday, I stopped it for you right about this time on Saturday. And we had a few pop-up showers and storms here in the central part of the state. They kind of started here and drifted inland. Kind of the heat, kind of the humidity. Not a lot of that showing up today. You can see the frontal boundary moistures out over the Gulf at that time. Now watch what happens as we go through Sunday. That is 1 o'clock kickoff at Ray J, which is right there. Okay? That's a pretty decent chance for some rain for the game. Now this is all about timing. There's not going to be a lot of rain. Remember, drought begets drought. And we're very dry right now, so the fact that the air mass is kind of moistening up a little bit gradually this week argues that we do have a slightly better chance for some showers, but at this point we're thinking right around 30%, and then that's 8 o'clock and it's already out of here. All right, the best chance is going to be along and west of I-75 for those showers. So temperatures, you see them warming up, low to mid 80s. Yeah, 81's where we should be. It's going to be warm, but then that's, James, I like 60s for Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah. Talk about the roller coaster ride.
Yeah, well, we've seen lower 70s for highs, right?
Yeah.
And the air mass is colder. This one that's coming is colder than that air mass.
It is, and we've been advertising sort of the coldest air of the season is on the way. So far. So I think that's, right on point.
And then look at these. These are the lows. Now, these are for Tampa, which is at the airport, which is right by the bay.
Right.
So Tuesday morning at 43 means lots of 30s. Pasco, Hernando, Citrus County by Tuesday morning. So I'm likely going to end up with a weather impact alert.
Yeah, you better break out the Uggs, my friend.
Just for that. Yeah, right. Right. We're gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that is the leading edge of the air mass that's going to bring snow to parts of the south and the east, and I'll talk about that coming up right after the break.
I was involved in a very bad car accident. Called attorney Dan Newland, and it was like 1, 2, 3. Dan really got it done for me. At the end of my case, he got me $525,000.
As one of the largest personal injury law firms in the United States, my team and I remain committed more than ever to win big on your case. Involved in a car accident? Let's get started. Call me at 813-888-8000.
Thank you, Dan, for winning my case.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. You need quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row. Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row. and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool Today.
All right, 4:52. Let's get into all the cold weather. So it's not obviously not cold for us, right? But there's a big dip coming in the central and eastern half of the United States. Let's run this out. This is now, and this is basically the jet stream. The blue is the colors are the air mass, and you can look at that. Let me back it up. You see this? This is Saturday. We're still warm, and then Sunday's cold front. This is Sunday. That's what's driving it. Okay, warm, breezy out ahead of it, and then windy back behind it on Monday. That's when the cold air comes in. Tuesday morning, 20 to 25 degrees below average.
Yikes.
Yeah, and for most of the south and the east, and then eventually it lifts up. And so what does that mean? Well, there's going to be some snow.
Oh, there's that four-letter word.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So look, they've had some in the Pacific Northwest, right? But now it's going to start going into the east. And then look at this as we get into Monday and Tuesday.